Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Formula Pod. We're talking the half season review, which basically means we're basically putting all teams, all drivers under the scanner to see which team did the best, which team did the worst, and our beautiful takes in between in terms of what was nice, what was not nice, what was cool, what was not cool, all those possible things. We thought this episode will have so much people joining us. But then at the end of the day, it's just the guys down in Dubai who is just ready to kind of roll. So Nathan joins me on the show,
Let's go.
and yeah, we are doing the and we are releasing this episode probably on the week or like just on the week before the Dutch Grand Prix, and we are super excited that Formula One is back in a couple of days now. Like literally, just kind of can count in fingers. But yeah, super excited about it. Anyways, let's kick off. Where do we start?
Where do we
2020,
start?
that is a big question. 2025, we've seen nail and tooth, we've seen qualifying go into.
hmm
In fact, Hungary was one of those races where top 10 were in a gap of just what, zero point 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, we've had some really close qualifying sessions, this half year. But I actually like to compare maybe this half year or the first half of 2025 to the first half of 2024. And
Okay.
there's a big stark difference, right? In the
Hmm.
first half of 2024, we saw Max Verstappen dominating the first few races of the season, and then you had like a McLaren that was slowly catching up to Max Verstappen's Red Bull, and that was what we ended up with in the first half of 2024. But
Hmm.
in 2025, it's a completely different picture, don't you think? I mean, it's incredible how McLaren have such a fast car. They're able to deliver the best car that we have seen, so far. I mean,
Hmm.
in terms of McLaren's space and performance. But
Yeah.
the good thing about this year is that we have two competitive drivers on top in Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, and they're
Yeah.
still very close. The points gap is only what, 6 points, 8 points?
Yeah.
In that is such a good way to end the first half of the season, I believe.
No, absolutely. Again, it's not like when Max was dominating, it was just Max himself alone.
Yeah.
You have now, say, when you're looking from a perspective of, say, fan wise, again, we have had, I think, what, 4 to 5 different winners this season. When in the first half you've got Oscar, Lando, um
Max.
Max, Russell,
Yeah.
Leclerc.
Leclerc hasn't won. I
Oh
think
wait,
we
Leclerc hasn't won. Leclerc got pole position. My bad.
you hey Arjun, is this a way for you to get me to rage or something? Is this some rage bait thing that you're trying to do? Dude, please don't, let's not talk about Ferrari, right? I mean, I don't at this point.
We have that. We have some time allotted for that. Don't worry. We've got some time allotted for that.
I think we
But
do definitely need a separate episode, as always, just to vent about Ferrari,
if you're if,
and
if, if
everything.
you're if you're talking like that, I should be having 3 episodes of last 3 seasons of Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes alone. If we
let,
if
let,
if
let's
we are
call all of
going
them.
on if we are going on that tangent, for
Yeah.
sure I have got that much amount of talking to do. But
Yeah.
anyhow, what you call, yeah, I personally feel this season again has uh, flabbergasted me in terms of, say, how close things are and how much, what do you call, a sort of a variety is there.
Yeah.
That's it. It reached a point where Toto Wolff is like, oh, I now regret signing that engine deal with McLaren
Yeah.
because bro is in insane trouble from the Mercedes AG or from Delma, which is the parent company,
hmm
on being like, what's going on with our team? Why our team is not getting any of these things? It's McLaren. They're using our engines and
Yeah.
they are getting the wins.
It
It should
was
be our wins.
it was really funny when that happened last year, and I remember like making fun of Mercedes so much that you guys couldn't take it anymore, you and Mihir. But it was really nice as a Ferrari fan that at least a Mercedes customer team is beating the Mercedes
The
team.
I know.
Yeah, so that's a nice
No,
thing
that's
to rub salt on the wounds.
hello. If you're looking like that, you're the Kick Sauber finished ahead of Ferrari at British Grand Prix. A Ferrari customer team, which basically wasn't in the map, all of a sudden finished P3.
That just this just talks about how amazing this first half of the season is, man. Come on, kick Sauber on a
Absolutely.
podium. That's how crazy this first season has been. I mean, look,
And
if you look at it from the points perspective, right?
yeah, yeah.
It looks very boring on paper because McLaren are like what 200 points ahead in the constructors, and even in the drivers' championship, like Lando and Oscar are really close, and then Russell or
Mhm.
Max is they're all way behind. But like if you look at the mid pack, or at least the pack of Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes, Red Bull, I guess, are handicapped because they only have Max Verstappen. But Mercedes and Ferrari, that fight for P2 in the constructors is very, very crucial and important because Toto has come
Absolutely.
out and said for 2026, their only rival that they're looking at is Ferrari. And let me remind you that next year is an engine regulation change.
Not even
So
engine. You have a full from chassis onward. Like
true.
it's top to bottom. There is change.
But the advantage is for the teams that make or manufacture their own engines, because they are the ones that are coming up with the engines. Because of the new engine regulations, there are changes in the engine. It's not the same engine anymore. There's more battery capacity, if I'm not wrong. They are
Yeah,
removing a part of the engine as well. So all the manufacturer teams who have their own engine, their own supplier, and they're working with their supply very closely, are ones to look out for in the next season. But
absolutely.
that's why 2025 is so good, because it's always the season before a regulation change, Arjun, that we have an amazing season.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about the last season that happened because of PTSD and other issues for Mercedes fans. But
it's again. I'm still fine with. See, I know what do you call when you look at 2020, 2021.
yeah,
2021 was the new regulations, or 2020 was the new regulation?
2022 was the new regulation
New. So
period.
20. Okay, 2021.
Yeah,
It was just that we had two drivers at the helm, sitting and fighting, and at a point of the season where both of them were on equal points.
yeah,
And they went to the finale race on equal points, deciding who gets the crown.
yep,
Okay. In my I really wish that thing again happened. Say if it's with Lando Oscar, if it reaches to that point where okay, both the drivers from the same team, we don't know who is getting the crown.
hmm,
They're on equal levels. We are on equal machinery. Now time will tell what we will see on the track and who wins it. I really wish I could see that.
yeah. And I think we will, because look, with McLaren and how they treat their drivers in the lineup, I don't. I mean, it does. Like my opinion is that they do side one driver, but it's a bit controversial, and
Of
I
course.
understand that. I understand that
Hmm.
point of view as well because, I mean, I'll just say it because Lando Norris has been in that team for so long, and he had
Hmm.
so many opportunities to leave McLaren, but he didn't. He stuck with the team, and that loyalty needs to be rewarded. I do understand that point of view, but full respect to McLaren, they're still giving equal status to both Piastri and Norris. And even though they do side with Norris a bit in terms of, like, how they react when Norris wins a race and when Piastri wins a race, it's all completely two different reactions. We still have a championship that is yet to be decided. It's not decided yet, and I hope that the second half of the season is not a boring one. We still need Lando and Oscar to
I
fight it
really,
out.
I really hope, honestly speaking, because that we have got like a kick-ass part one of the season.
Yeah,
Part two should be even more amazing. Like if this is what you call just a blockbuster, the other one should be mega blockbuster.
exactly. It is. It's crazy. I mean, if you look at how a lot of people came into the season saying that McLaren were going to be the strongest, right? And we always knew that, okay, maybe Max and Red Bull, if they have the car, they could probably challenge. And I honestly thought that Lando Norris, this was probably his year, to get everything done, to silence all the haters and to start winning races. But it was actually Oscar Piastri who just clicked, those three races: Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Miami. He won those three races in a row. And I think that's what kind of put him on the in the map. I mean, obviously he was a prolific driver before, but we never saw an Oscar Piastri in this way, in a way where he's actually giving the challenge to Lando Norris, and I hope that stays, for the next half of the season.
Absolutely, as absolutely. Like I am again. Normally, we Lewis fans say that Lewis Hamilton lights up even better in Q2 of the season.
Mm,
Okay,
mm.
and I really feel like okay, probably from points wise, that's not good. There isn't going to be like big differences happening because clearly we see McLaren has won.
Yeah, easily.
Whether they like it or not, say even they probably say manage to go DNF like say for 5 races or something.
Mm.
It's not that Ferrari or Mercedes or Red Bull can close those gaps.
Yeah, definitely. They don't have the car.
They are miles away.
Yeah.
Okay, like so it's just that what you call at this rate. I feel like okay, this is. But then on the track, at least I'm not saying from a points perspective, but at least from an action perspective, I really, I really, really have some hope that Ferrari will come back.
Arjun, when did you start supporting Ferrari?
Listen, I'll tell you this. There is a guy called Lewis Hamilton. I
Oh
forgot his
yeah,
full name.
yeah.
Uh, no, I knew I was going to be dramatic, but then I was like, what was his full name? I forgot. Then I'm like, you know what? Screw this.
As a Ferrari fan, let me just say one thing. If nothing happens in Monza, I feel like you just have to write the season off. Honestly speaking, because I remember last year they won in Monza, and they won in Austin as well, if I'm not wrong. Last year, Ferrari,
Okay.
and that was an unbelievable season for us because we actually had a competitive car at the end of the season,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we brought out upgrades. But I don't know about this year because I think the upgrades for 2025 are done.
Yeah, now it's
So
going to just be like track specific upgrades, though.
yeah, true. So let's just hope that luck is on Ferrari's side, and we do get like a DNF of both the McLaren drivers or something like that, because that's the only way we're going to get like another winner, because I don't see
See,
anyone else
you
winning.
realize this. Our guy, Charles Leclerc, is 151 points on the standings.
Hmm.
And you've got Oscar Piastri at 284 points, which
Yeah,
means the gap between both of them shall be roughly approx how much? 285 minus 151 is
130.
107 points.
What?
Yeah, there's a
Is
107 point difference.
is the math right?
284, right? Oh
Yeah.
wait, sorry.
It's isn't it 133? Oh,
Yeah, 133. Sorry.
yeah.
Who am I talking to? The guy who graduated out in finance. Sorry, my math skills are very bad.
That's okay, man. I got you covered, right? The gap is 133, and that's a that's a crazy gap.
No, realize, see, if he wants to close like that, Oscar must DNF 5 times minimum,
Hmm.
and Charles must win all those races.
Yeah, which is impossible.
Which again, God knows if things will happen again. It's you got to like keep a factor in for that uncertainty which the Ferrari car can end up delivering.
Oh yeah,
You may not know
of course.
because all the unwanted times Ferrari cars have actually done it really well.
Yeah,
Not on the crucial ones.
yeah,
Unwanted ones, clearly they have delivered what they're supposed to deliver.
yeah. Exactly. So we have no hopes, man. As a Ferrari fan, let me tell you this, Arjun. Let's try to keep the hopes down. Because I think that's the only way we can survive as fans. Because once we have high expectations, we are just going to be depressed and disappointed.
Absolutely.
But
But
speaking about depressed and disappointed, um, I do want to talk about the overachievers and underachievers of this season. Like
absolutely, we get this is the half year analysis.
exactly.
We are going through every shred, nail, whatever you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
We are going through it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. Who was that underachiever? You think?
Ooh. You know what? For me, I think when you talk about like underachievers, I'm actually gonna highlight the rookies because we all came into the season talking about Kimi Antonelli being the next big thing in Formula One, right? Because that
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
statement that Toto made in 2024. You know, he's
yeah.
this young guy. He's jumping into this Mercedes car, which is right up there. Let's not forget that. And you know, he's going to like turn it up, and he's gonna be like
Absolutely,
the next
absolutely.
Max Verstappen. But let's not forget that in that F2 season, the winner and the runner up was Gabriel Bortoleto and Isaac Hadjar. And I don't think anyone had any hopes or put Isaac Hadjar in that bracket of unbelievable great drivers. And honestly speaking, he has definitely blown my mind. And he's definitely one of the biggest underachievers. So not underachievers actually. I mean, he's something. It's not. I mean, I know you're talking about underachievers. I'm talking about overachievers at this point. But like, what I mean by you know Isaac Hadjar, I'm talking about just how well he has done. I mean, he's seriously just gone above and beyond my expectations. I had no expectations, no hope, especially for that V carb, Racing Bulls car as well. So he's definitely the one to watch for sure.
The wake up trash can, you mean?
The V Cup, we call it V Cup trash can, but I mean, where are they in the standings? They are eighth, but they're like 6 points behind Aston Martin, who are in sixth.
I feel like this year the fight is not between the top teams. This year the fight is between the midfield.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
P4, P after P4, whoever is there, the rest six teams, that is the only focus that has to be given.
Hmm.
The top four, we know what is going to be the result, and we already know who's going to win the championship.
Yeah, that's already
You
settled.
like, you kind of cancel off those four teams
Hmm.
and just focus, say, your Williams, your Aston Martin, your Kick Sauber, Haas, VCAB,
Hmm.
and what was the last team? Alpine.
Yeah.
Forgot that part. Uh, you look like that. Ideally, I see the biggest winner of that is being Williams.
Ooh, I have a very controversial opinion about
Okay, okay.
Williams.
No, definitely. We have to like spread controversies at this rate. But I personally feel
Yeah.
Williams did, again, what do you call, they have such a contrast difference right now
Hmm.
compared to the previous season.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
Like
very true.
sitting and finishing last with having one of the highest destruction bills ever
Hmm.
from three drivers out of all, not even two, from three different drivers.
Exactly.
And to this year, managing to get to P5 of constructors is a mega job they did.
Yeah, it is. It is a mega job. And I honestly think that, that first few races of the season, it was really scary because at some point they were even battling Ferrari. I think it was in Miami, if I'm not wrong, where
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
scary. And I thought, okay, you know what? Ferrari season is over. I'm going to start supporting Williams. We went for their event last year, so hey, might as well. I have a thing for legacy teams, so let's go for it. But something scary, Arjun. Um, I think one of the underachievers, like the actual underachievers of this season, for me personally, it's very hard for me. I'm really sad to say it, but it's Carlos Sainz. I mean, the fall from him being at Ferrari to him struggling now at Williams is just, it's very hard to watch. It's seriously hard to watch. And I hope that he bounces back in the second half of the season because Williams have 70 points right now, if I'm not mistaken. But the teams right behind, they have like 52, 51, 45 points. And Williams are not scoring points consistently for the past, I think, 2, 3 races now. Alex has been scrapping to finish in the top 10 most of the races at least. They used to finish comfortably, at least in P6, P7 before. But you need to have two cars finishing in the top 10 to at least solidify or consolidate that P5 position in the championship.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, if you were talking about performances, Pierre Gasly is 14th place in the driver standings with 20 points. And Carlos Sainz is in 16th place with 16 points. And that Alpine is the worst car ever. Like, seriously, like, I
It
don't know
is,
how.
again, first of all, how people allow cars of such a kind to be there on track.
It's
Like,
crazy.
it's diabolical that that car is there, and that team is just surviving on Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, it is.
It's like how Max Verstappen is to Red Bull, Pierre Gasly is to Alpine.
Yeah, it is. Because none of the other Alpine drivers have scored points. In fact, Franco and Jack are the only drivers in that standings that have 0 points. And it's insane. I mean, this actually speaks to how good Gasly is. I mean, like when you talk about drivers like, okay, Daniel Ricciardo in his prime, Carlos Sainz, all those drivers with that stature, you can't forget Pierre Gasly. He's won a race. He's finished multiple, he's had multiple podiums with either Alpine and with VCarb. He's such an underrated driver, and I really hope. I mean, I don't know how the driver market's going to be like, but like if they either want to replace George with another driver, I know Carlos is a really good option, but Gasly, do not sleep on Pierre Gasly. He's such an underrated driver.
I think it's just for him again when he came into Red Bull. Red Bull's pressure environment just didn't go well for him.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I'm pretty sure if, say, for example, you know, I'm gonna go on a tangent over here. What if Ferrari pairs Charles Leclerc and Pierre Gasly?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Um,
That would be, and that would,
one
they,
ex-
I mean,
one explosive lineup that will be for sure.
but the only thing that I'm a bit worried about is that Charles and Pierre are really good friends off track. They're like the
Yeah, yeah.
best. They are like best buddies at this point. So I don't want that to go sour.
Basically, you're telling you don't want a repeat of Nico and Hamilton.
Oh yeah, no, no. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. I mean, as a Ferrari fan, I enjoyed the whole Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton drama, but I don't want that for Charles, right? And I don't want that in Ferrari because
Of course, big time,
I mean,
big
but
time.
that driver lineup is insane. And look, any team with Pierre Gasly or drivers of that caliber, they instantly get better. They're instantly really good. I mean, that lineup of Gasly and Ocon, on paper, they look really good. But obviously, with their history and everything considered, that was a very, very controversial lineup because they are not. This is like the complete opposite of Charles and Pierre. They are not good friends at all whatsoever. They have beef, for things that has happened before. But look at Brazil last year. I mean, they finished P2 and P3. I know it was a raining race, but like those drivers, they have such good talent.
But then you see, in that same year, Monaco, both of them collided. One even like went into the air,
Exactly. So
and
it's
then
like,
and then straight the week after that, saying, "Oh, we're not going to continue with Esteban Ocon."
yeah,
Like Bruno family, like all of a sudden, like, you know what, get out of the team.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean,
And then
it's
a year down the line, Bruno Farman is out of the team.
yeah. Let's not talk about Alpine, right? I mean, Alpine is like a lost cause, like Red Bull at this
And
point.
honestly, to all the listeners out there, if there is any Alpine fans, please do let us know. We are very
Please
curious to
do.
know. We are very curious to know your reason as to why you still support this French team, which is now going to have Mercedes engines from next year onwards.
Honestly,
And I don't really understand. As you said earlier, next year onwards, manufacturers have the upper advantage on what do you call performance.
I believe so. Yeah,
As in, it's more than aero; it is going to be on the car itself,
of
as
course.
in on the engine itself.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't know. Probably are we going to see McLaren domination next year? Because again, there are no Venturi tunnels going underneath the car.
Hmm.
So let's see how that goes. But um, I personally felt they shouldn't have done this right now. They could have waited 2026. made their still had their own engine,
Yeah.
worked it out, and then after that, if it wasn't still deemed to be profitable for them, then move on.
Yeah. And the actually, to be fair, the only I think there are only four teams that have their own engines for 2026. It's Mercedes, of course, Ferrari, and Red Bull with Ford, and Aston Martin with Honda. So those four
Wait,
teams.
wait, wait, wait! You're missing one more. Audi.
Oh, and Audi as well. So see, look, all those teams that have their own engines, they have the upper advantage at least because you know they make the engine suited to their car, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, so they build the car around the engine, and or whatever the philosophy is. I don't really know what goes on
Mm-hmm.
and how they build
Mm-hmm.
cars, but I assume that's how they do it. And Alpine could have had an advantage, but they just decided it was probably costs that they were thinking about, I suppose. I don't know really.
See, I personally feel like with Alpine, there is so much mismanagement that has happened in between,
So much,
and
so
so
much.
much politics that has happened in between. That say, year after year, they are having team principals come and go.
Yeah. And now they have a controversial figure on top. Yeah. So it's all going downhill.
I know. I'm just hoping the next Alpine driver who's coming in does not get Flavio's orders of shave your head first before getting into the car.
I don't know if that was Flavio's order. If was it? I don't know. I hope
No,
it wasn't.
because no, trust me, Pierre Gasly and Jack Doohan with hair is a lot better than Pierre Gasly and Jack Doohan without the hair.
That's true. Alpine is so mismanaged. It wasn't the contract that Franco Colapinto signed with Alpine was like a long-term contract, right? It's crazy. Like he just basically drove 6 races last year, and then Alpine pick him up, swoop him up, and pay the 20 million or 10 million whatever fee to Williams, and then they they get him on for five
No,
years.
you see this. Nick DeVries only raced for I think one race for Williams last year,
Yeah,
got into points.
yeah,
The next year he was in AlphaTauri on a full season, and then mid-season he was scrapped out.
yeah,
So this it's not that these things don't happen. It absolutely happens so much number of times.
yeah. But it's just mismanagement. Honestly, it really is big time mismanagement.
No, like as even though how I remember his key line being that Formula One is a business, it's not a sport anymore. What do you call his iconic line? We miss him here, but like yeah. Um, I feel over here again. This is Alpine is a mismanaged business.
Yeah.
Like people coming in, people going off. God knows what's happening over there. But then at the same time, one of the teams which we call it as a well-managed team, Mercedes, where you've got Toto Wolff who's there at the helm. What is going on over there, sir?
Has Russell signed a contract yet?
God even knows if he's
Like,
get.
I know Max is. I know. I mean, the whole Max to Mercedes rumors are cut because Max has said he is driving for Red Bull in
And,
2026.
as per his contract details, he cannot move anymore.
Exactly. Correct.
So
So
it's naturally George. But then again, I don't know what is this waiting period that's going on, and what is this sort of what do you call harmonious things happening in between.
Mercedes always like to do this with their contracts. I know they don't sign very early. They don't. They always leave it to the end of the season to kind of. I don't know if that is like a
Because
negotiation tactic.
Kimi Antonelli's contracts were signed at Imola
Hmm.
last year. At Imola
Ah.
it was signed, and then I think a week later it got announced.
Was it Imola or Monza?
Wait, Monza, my bad, sorry.
Monza.
But
Yeah.
in Italy, for sure.
Yeah. Correct. Correct. That's where he had his FP1 session.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the and the high speed crash.
Exactly. That's where everyone was hyping up Kimi Antonelli. The lap that he took just before he crashed was like, oh, the quickest thing ever. And look at him now. I mean, he's great. Not
And then
saying
a
that he's
lot.
not, but yeah,
But let's actually, since we're talking Kimi, let's actually evaluate rookies.
yeah,
We have Kimi Antonelli, Oliver Behrman, Gabriel Bortoleto, Isaac Hadjar, Jack Doohan kind of is a lost cause, so
yeah.
I'm not going to include him.
Mhm.
Liam Lawson, I'm not going to call him rookie anymore because he wasn't.
But he's still considered as a rookie. Now you can't consider him because I think he's done these races last year with V-Carb from
He can, okay.
Zandvoort.
I'm just considering people who jumped from F2 to F1
All right. Okay.
and has got a good number of races under their belt before the season. So I'm
So
not even
four.
going to, yeah. So I'm not even going to count Franco Colapinto as well.
All right.
Okay, among these four, say let's start with, we now spoke about Kimi Antonelli. Again, at first it was promising to see his performance coming in. Then after that, third place finish in Canada, really good result. And again, which is fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, again with the caliber he's coming up with and all this, like what do you call? I cannot think anything further than this.
Mm.
Such an amazing performance he pulled off.
Hmm.
But since I think from British Grand Prix onwards, that downfall is very much evident.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because
would say after Canada, for that matter, actually.
probably like, yeah, after he won, after he got his maiden podium,
Yeah.
after that he's just like, you know what, I've done what I have to do. Now it's time for me to slack a bit.
Yeah. I mean, he's a bit under pressure now, which is very sad to see. But like I said, yeah, the first half of the season was very, very strong for Kimi Antonelli. I remember. Do you remember that? Was it Miami for the sprint? He was challenging for pole, or did he get pole or something? He got
Yeah,
pole,
you know,
right?
he I think he won the pole.
Yeah, he got pole as well. So we saw
He won the race
his.
if I'm not wrong.
I don't think he won the race. I think he just got pole, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, he has the raw pace. Like, you cannot deny that. He's such a talented driver. But when it comes to that Mercedes seat and the pressures of being in one of the top teams in Formula One, and to be able to perform week in and week out, that's one of the biggest challenges for drivers who enter into these top teams.
Mhm.
Because, you look at Red Bull, it's like a completely different picture for the second driver. You look at Ferrari for that matter, Hamilton has been having, those races where he's on in the race. When you look at the standings, they look close, but you look at the time gap, it's like almost like 15 seconds, 10 seconds behind of Charles. So obviously that's like a new car, getting into a new team. Obviously those challenges are there, and I feel those challenges are even more prominent as a rookie driver, because a driver that has more experience is definitely going to
Absolutely,
be
absolutely.
much more easy to adapt. But I
Mhm.
think we have to give time to these rookies.
You know, I'm even thinking next year, all the current generation F1 drivers, not all of them, as in I think it's only Fernando and Lewis who has driven the F1 cars without DRS.
You could also say
Max?
no. I'm not sure. When did Nico Hulkenberg make his debut? Was it
Yes,
2009 or 2010?
I
I know he made it
think,
with Williams, and I don't know if the 2010 car had DRS or not. I know they had KERS, which is the energy recovery system, but I do believe, but definitely for sure, Alonso and Hamilton, those are the two drivers that have driven F1 cars without DRS. I think the
yeah.
rest of them, they have driven with DRS. All of them, in fact, I think. Except, I don't know. I'm not sure about Nico Hulkenberg.
Well, I have Google. I think because he did take a break in between, right? From
Uh,
after Renault.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he joined F1 into 2010.
Yeah. And the F1 cars in 2010 did not have DRS. So Nico Hulkenberg as well.
Yeah, so I feel like since these drivers know, okay, then the race was a lot more manual than sitting and doing these stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm having a bit of a hope that there may be that chance where, say, these three may have advantage.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because you see, Aston will have Honda engines,
Yeah.
Ferrari has Ferrari's engines,
Hmm.
Audi has Audi's engines,
Yeah.
and you've got three drivers who has driven in that era where DRS wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
You
Correct.
had just
True.
cars, and at the best, what do you call? Now you've got MGUK or MGUE, if I'm not wrong. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But you know, I mean, look at the lineup of teams, Arjun. Ferrari, Aston Martin, and Audi. Who would have thought, eh? All those teams that have like the best in terms of experience. You have Audi with Nico Hulkenberg, Lewis Hamilton in Ferrari, and that experience is so important. Like it's so vital that I don't think we really understand, because let's not forget, Alonso started his racing career in 2000,
To, to
2001.
2001, if I'm like almost my age. I'm born in 2001.
Yeah, so he started his career before I was born. That's for sure. And then he won the championship in 2005 and 2005 and 2006.
Hmm.
Yeah, 2005 and 2006. And then Lewis Hamilton joins in 2007. He wins the championship in 2008, and then obviously he goes on to win a lot with Mercedes from 2013 onwards. So there have been a lot of regulation changes in that period of time, you know. And Alonso has driven through, I think, I
The
believe he has driven
most
through
number of.
more regulation changed cars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
that that experience is so vital for teams, and those teams are, I hope, they are the ones to look out for next season.
Let's actually come back to our rookies. We were sitting and talking about this one. Let's talk about Ollie Behrman.
Yeah.
Good performance at start, but it was not very consistent again because the car didn't deliver as much as how he would want it.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
then but I know in some races, Ollie had that sort of hope of light that has come his way and done wonders for him.
I do want to count how many times Oliver Behrman has finished 11th, because I feel like out of all the rookies, I feel like he's very consistent. And that's purely because of the car, because the car is not like the quickest midfield car if you look at it. I mean, Ocon has done amazing, by the way. He's top 10. He's in 10th position right now in the driver's standings in a Haas. So that's unbelievable by Ocon. So you can definitely say the car is there, but Behrman just needs that big finish. He just needs like a really good like a P5 or a P6 for him to, like, stamp his for him to get basically for people to just know that he's also there. He's also one of the rookies that can shine in this Formula One season. I think everyone else has had a good performance. You look at Kimi Antonelli, he has finished on a podium. Isaac Hadjar has had multiple P5,
Like
P6 finishes.
if you're talking Isaac Hadjar, he's the only person on the grid to have a consistent qualifying
Yeah,
of P3 of P10 and above,
yeah, that's very true. That is very true.
and to keep such a consistency is hard.
Yeah,
It's no joke.
and he's a brilliant qualifier, isn't he? Like, unbelievable as a rookie.
I get so stunned. I'm like, how a rookie out of all people. Like again, I expect someone like a Lando or an Oscar doing that. I'll be like, okay, fine, this is usual.
Yeah,
But it's his very first season, and he's showing such caliber on the steering wheel. Is is mind-boggling.
it's incredible because he even outqualified the Red Bull sometimes, and that is a big statement.
No,
Like,
absolutely.
and it's insane. I mean, I hope he doesn't move to Red Bull for his sake, at least, because he's such a talented driver. And I hope he either stays with V Carb, or he goes to another team, because that there is talent in that driver. And another guy who has talent, who won the F2 season last year, and who has now recently started performing unbelievably well, is Gabriel Bortoleto. I mean, wow. I know he drives a kick Sauber, and we used to call it green dustbin. But after the Sauber got those upgrades, I mean, Bortoleto has been flying. I think after the British Grand Prix, it was Spa and Hungary, if I'm not wrong,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And Bortoleto has finished ahead of Nico in both those races, and he's basically, like,
Let's not even say. Spa and Hungary, even what do you call, you look Austrian Grand Prix.
That's when they got the upgrades, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they were P8, P9, but Leto finished ahead of Hulkenberg.
exactly. So again, all these rookie drivers have insane talent. I really believe that this, if I want to compare, maybe, this is a good question. I want to ask you this, Arjun.
Hmm.
We have had, like, class of 2025, class of 2024. I would like to talk about class of 2019 versus class of 2025. Class of 2000,
Oh,
that rookie lineup in class of 2019 was unbelievable. You have Alex Albon, you have Lando Norris, you have George Russell. Can we compare those three rookies with these four rookies? And could you tell me which class is better?
wow, that is such a hard question.
It just came up in my mind. Like, I
No,
was just
like
thinking of rookies.
you have got, first of all, you've got Lando in McLaren,
Yeah.
Alex in Red Bull, George in Williams,
Yeah.
and then George getting a P2 finish due to what do you call, qualifying ahead, and then the rain coming in, and then again, I don't know, with George, luck was always his kind of cup of tea coming up. He's
That was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
The
I
rain.
know. I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Like Williams just got like a boost of points coming their way.
yeah, true. Correct.
But if you're looking like that, wait, which year Charles Leclerc came into what do you
2018.
call,
2018.
2018?
Yeah.
Okay, so he cannot be called class of 2019 then.
Not really.
Okay. Well, if you're looking like that, yeah, this is similar instance, similar situations, but because you've got one person in the top teams, which is Mercedes with Kimi.
Hmm.
You've got one, and the Red Bull family still exists with Isaac.
Yeah.
You've got one, the low performing team,
Who's
which
still a Ferrari Academy driver, if you think about it, some ways. Ollie Behrman.
oh yeah, no, I was talking about Gabby. I was
Oh,
gonna
Gab.
tell about
Yeah.
Gabby.
Gab. Yeah. 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 Of course.
No,
Yeah.
well, we can hold there.
Yeah.
What do you call? You've got Gabby there, and then like yeah, with Behrman coming on, showing some incredible performance last year when
Oh,
Carlos Sainz has appendicitis, and then finishing ahead of ahead of George and Lewis.
yeah.
Or wait, is it Lando and Lewis? I think Lando and Lewis, because the fight was fought between Lando and Lewis, and then Ollie was just told to kind of
Yeah.
maintain and keep position.
I forgot last year's Saudi Grand Prix, but it was something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so there itself he has proven that if you give me a good car, I know what to do.
Yeah. For sure.
And
Definitely.
without even a free practice, he kind of went straight in.
Which is incredible for a rookie at that track, especially of all tracks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Saudi is no joke. Saudi is a mess when it
Yeah.
comes to speeds.
You know what? I don't know if this is recency bias, Arjun, but I'm actually going to take the side of 2025. I don't know. The rookies this year, they feel so different. I don't know why.
They are, of course, they are different. They are a million times different.
Like, okay, I can't see, you cannot deny the caliber of Alex Albon, Lando Norris, George Russell. Obviously, you look at them right now, they're doing amazingly well. Like, Alex is
Big time.
pulling the Williams team, Lando is in a championship fight, and Russell is the leader in the Mercedes team. But I don't know, like, if you want to, in like the next 6 years, I hope, and I really hope that these current rookies this year, in the next 6 years, they thrive and they keep continuing in Formula One, and they reach that status of the next Lando Norris, the next George Russell, the next Charles Leclerc, or whoever. I hope, because I really do believe in this talent that's there this season.
Yeah, and first of all, I wouldn't call that the next Lando Norris, because see, I'm not saying Lando hasn't won anything.
Hmm.
Lando has won. But at the same time, Lando is a guy who sits and makes the mistake which we all know, which is public knowledge. He starts the race within the first turn. he will manage to allow someone else to go. Okay, he will do it regardless,
Mhm.
be he be championship leader or whatnot. Okay, and I feel like with Lando there is so much buzz. Compared to that, you compare that with Oscar. Oscar hasn't got that buzz.
Hmm.
Oscar is the calm demeanor guy, just there doing his race, going home, coming back, and repeat.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and Oscar is probably same for a person who is coming from a cricket playing country.
Yeah.
Oscar is your most relatable case
Hmm.
because he follows cricket.
He follows
He
every
f-
sport. I believe. I
no,
think
but
he.
like I've seen like on socials, I've seen a lot more of him doing cricket.
Yeah. He's an Aussie man. Come on.
No, of
He's
course.
he's obviously going to follow cricket, right? Um.
No,
But
of
yeah.
course. Like us, cricket is I believe one of the core sports in Australia. So
Yeah.
definitely, it's not the case. But I feel with this season again with these rookies, there is okay. Kimi had the hype because Toto hyped him,
Yeah.
and with the others, they were just like, oh, they're there,
Hmm.
they're
True.
there. And Ollie spoke for himself on the track with Saudi performance,
Yeah.
and with the performance he had for Haas when he had to join in,
Yeah.
like step in when Magnussen got the penalty ban,
Hmm.
and he came in, kind of did his bit, and he went off.
Yeah.
So I'm again. I'm also going to agree to your bit saying that this year's rookies were a lot better compared to the previous season.
Oof. Hmm. In comparison to 2019, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah. I also believe that. I don't know if it's recency bias, man. I
it's
feel
I
like
wouldn't even call that recency bias. I would call that as it is pure talent.
oof. Oh yeah. I mean, it's so hard to say, right? Because like George,
Exactly.
it's really hard because George Russell finished first in that F2 season in 2018, and if I'm not mistaken, the runner-up was Lando Norris.
Hmm.
And Alex came third or fourth, but I remember Alex was fighting Leclerc in F2 as well. So Alex was the more experienced driver.
Alex was on the fighting block for quite a good time.
Yeah, yeah. So he's the experienced one out of the whole lot of those rookie drivers.
Exactly.
I remember all those drivers looking up to Alex back in karting days. So Alex had the most experience out of George and Lando. So yeah, I don't know. It's very hard to say because Russell wasn't that Williams, and that Williams was horrible, like really bad. It was the worst car in the on the grid, if I'm not mistaken, in
In fact,
2019.
I think when George joined, it was still the team was still owned by Claire Williams,
It was
and
by the Williams family. Yeah,
it was by the Williams family. And I think a year or two later, they kind of sold it to Darlington Ventures
yeah,
and Darlington Ventures, and I think then Jos Capito came in,
yeah. Then
and
we
then
had the
by then
change.
and then we had like couple of changes which came up.
Yeah,
By that time, he got promoted to Mercedes, and then Jos Capito left,
yeah,
and then we had James Wells come in, rewrote history.
yeah, yeah. So we agreed. It's agreed that this year's rookies are like just on
I'll
a
tell
different
you a
level.
gazillion times better. See, because when Lando joined McLaren, McLaren still was a shitbox.
They were. I mean, they had a really good.
McLaren,
They had a really
McLaren
good
were back.
end to the season though in 2019 with Carlos and Lando. That was a really good pairing.
Yeah, but then see this. I would have called them the equivalent of Kick Sauber before, or the Alpine.
Hmm.
Okay, but then eventually, like they did the right steps required to kind of get that team to this position at the moment. Because I remember the orange car, which didn't have so many sponsors.
Yeah,
Now you look, every nook and corner of that car is filled with sponsors.
it's crazy.
That it reached a point where CNBC did a specific feature of how McLaren evolved into now having nearly no space for new sponsors.
The car is filled with stickers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're looking like that. I remember what do you call the Alfa Romeos didn't have much.
Yeah. Back in 2018, right?
Yeah,
That
like,
car was
see,
like just white and red. That's it. I remember that.
exactly. Like, or if we want to go, even in the past, we've got Braun GP, which just had Virgin as the only
Yeah.
sponsor.
Yeah. That was for, I mean, obvious reasons because the team got
Just,
sold to
just,
Braun.
just like just what do you call a car with white paint and then a highlight a neon yellow stripe that's running across.
And that car won the championship.
Fair, yeah, exactly. Like
Exactly.
debut season, driver one, team one. What else required?
Crazy. Crazy.
And
I,
that and that team is now who we call as Mercedes.
yeah, exactly.
But like, you know what? I feel like we've given too much airtime for these rookies. Let's let's come back to the legends.
Hmm.
Fernando Alonso. At first, yeah, we felt that sort of weaker performance was there, and I feel from after Silverstone onwards, we're starting to see that uptake coming up on Lando.
Yeah.
So sorry, not Lando, Fernando,
Nando.
Nando.
Yeah.
I was like, did I just say Lando? Wow,
You
lol.
you get confused.
Fernando or Nando.
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas our veteran, what do you call the veteran daddy's boy? I'd call him the veteran daddy boy. Because if you're looking like that, Lando also came under the influence of money. It's not that he
Of
came out of
course, of
pure merit.
course. Of course.
He also came under the influence of money, but then it's just that
And
now big
that was merit
and
as well. I mean,
no,
he's
like now because his performance is very well. That's why you're getting like a what do you call a plus point to it.
Mhm.
It's not like you spend your dad's money in owning a full team and then you still end up not winning the race is a different story.
Yeah.
So we got to see.
Yeah.
And what do you call if you're looking Red Bull, Christian Horner, they let him go.
Yeah.
It's just that we saw this coming.
We saw it coming. Yeah. So many things happened in the side.
No, not even Adrian Newey. Rob Marshall was the first one to get out, and he went where to McLaren.
Mm.
McLaren started getting all the pieces right.
Hmm.
All the top technicians from all these struggling teams, McLaren took them, kept them all together, built a rocket ship,
Yeah.
and there it is.
Yeah. True.
Okay, so it started from there, and now Christian Horner is gone. Christian Horner, I think last week officially was declared no longer a employee of Red Bull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's big news.
yeah, and I'm not. And trust me, if there is a possibility of me seeing him, if I'm very sure there may be a chance, not sure, maybe a chance he will pick up with Cadillac.
Oh, I feel so bad for Perez if that's the case. If Perez is one of the drivers that they're negotiating with. Oh man.
I know Valtteri is kind of confirmed, but it's
Almost. Yeah.
almost confirmed.
Yeah.
But then the second seat is always in question, being like, who it's going to be?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. They being American team, they're like, oh, you want to bring Logan Sargent back?
Oh no. Oh no. We cannot see him back again. No way. There's no way.
No, I think if they're bringing him back, they will have to take a life insurance policy on Logan Sargent. And on every car he breaks.
Car insurance. F1 car insurance.
Exactly.
F1 car life insurance. I don't know if there's an insurance like that, but
I don't know. I like, of course, all these Formula One cars are insured for sure. It's not because they are high value properties. It's not, but it's just that what you call. I will be very concerned for that insurance company that they may go bankrupt straight after.
yeah, I don't know if Logan Sargent might come back.
If Logan Sargent is a case, or if Nikita Mazepin comes back.
Oh no, no way. There's no way. I cannot believe that.
No, you don't know because right now, what do you call Trump and Putin are now becoming besties. You don't know. Out of random, you will still have an American team employing a Russian driver.
Not gonna lie, if I want a driver in that last seat, I would want the GOAT, Mr. Nicholas Latifi. No one talks about the GOAT that gave us the 2021 season on a
You know,
on a
you
platform.
know. Nicholas Latifi's that crash site in Abu Dhabi
Yeah,
is actually a Google Map spot in
as
Abu
it
Dhabi
should
track.
be, as it should be. It's where
I'm
the
like,
goat did the goat things, you know.
I know the PTSD kicks after that.
We need another Canadian in the in F1, man. I mean, I'm
Other than Lance Strulovich, definitely
yeah, we need Latifi back. Let's get him back, guys. Come on.
big time, big time. No, I heard it's either Sergio or it may be Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, it's a very interesting decision for Cadillac.
I'm to be very honest, I'm just looking forward because the midfield teams, not everyone are running or our rookies are running on 1 year contracts.
Yeah, true.
So we don't technically we even don't know if Kimi Antonelli is going to be in Mercedes next year, but we clearly know that is there. But it's just that contract wise, that's not a square thing.
Arjun, that's why we have the second half of the season. You know, I mean, it's great. The first half has had so much of drama on track and off track, and I think the second half of the season, hopefully, will give us the same amount of
Another
drama on
11
track and off.
more races.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it.
In
2025 is over.
not it's an end of era of Formula One cars.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
Oh,
again,
let's not talk about that. I think let's keep that for the last episode of the season, right? I feel like we are getting there too quickly.
no, I love that you've got that oh shit, what was that song? That you know,
I
have,
don't know what you're
have
talking about.
no, there is that song which I don't know, it's called Slow Quads or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Where like, but it's like a very slow song where like you people normally use it like for stuff like award processions and stuff.
Ah, oh, okay. Okay,
The
I see. Yeah, I'm a musician, but I'm not, like Shazam or
you're no,
something.
you're no, no, you're a percussionist.
No, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Not drummer,
You're
percussionist.
percussionist. Let's. I feel like I started like I came for this episode reading Oxford Dictionary at this rate,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, it's just that I feel a bit. I'm really excited for what's coming up for the second half of the season. As
yeah.
in, it's going to be great for sure. It's going to be great.
Let's not jinx it, right?
Like I'm definitely not jinxing that. I'm definitely not jinxing. Kimi Antonelli will win Monza.
Okay.
I'm definitely not jinxing. Max Verstappen will win in Netherlands.
Okay. When you say that, it's not going to happen, right?
I'm clearly jinxing that. What do you call Carlos Sainz will win in Singapore,
Okay, so now that will happen. I don't know how it works, man. I don't know how jinx works, but yeah.
and then
Let's see.
I'm very certain both the Mercedes will finish P1 between P1 and P3 in Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Yeah, if they don't, then I'm sorry. I Mercedes are.
Exactly.
I'm sorry
I
about that.
I am very sorry.
Yeah,
You better perform well during a cold race.
yeah. If they don't, it will be so funny.
But I will be very excited to see what's coming up in Austin. Austin is a track which can turn tables like anything.
I'm really looking forward to that. Mm, All in all, I'm looking forward to that title fight. I really am because I cannot still separate Lando and Oscar. Like either of them could win. Seriously, either of them could win.
Or what if, like, all of a sudden you have Charles Leclerc having P3 finish on the Drivers' Championship?
Oh, that's difficult. I don't know. That's like what
No,
30,
realize this. There
35
is
points, right? Yeah,
36 points.
yeah, 36 points. I mean,
Let's say he finishes a race 25 points and he still gets 10 points.
you
He
want him
finished.
to win.
He wins a race and he wins a sprint race. That's
Hmm.
35 points.
True. That's true.
That realize that he's that close.
Yeah,
It's
true.
not like I'm saying Lulu is going to get into P3 for sure.
Yeah, those who believe that, I'm sorry, please go to the nearest mental hospital. You need to get yourself checked.
Because he needs, I think, what? About 70, I think what? 72 points, 73 points.
Yeah, he
In
needs
in
around 70 points for
He needs
sure.
around 70 points, which is like he
Yeah.
needs to win 3 races with Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. Which is not going to happen. I'm sorry.
If it happens, well and great.
Yeah, if it does, then wow, brilliant.
Hmm. Well, we gotta see. The
Yeah.
season the season is filled with so much. But let me ask you, as we're kind of nearing towards the end of the episode, okay, in the 13 races we had,
Mhm.
which one was your favorite?
Ooh. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to speak as a neutral fan, from a
Okay,
neutral fan's perspective.
okay.
I purely believe that Silverstone was unbelievable. Like seriously, like, and maybe that's like the underdog approach, like that I like, of Nico Hulkenberg, like finishing on the podium. That race was memorable because Ferrari. I mean, Hamilton had the car to finish P3, but with everything that was going on with you know Hamilton's car and like the pit stops and everything considered, I don't know. It felt like it could have gone either way, but Nico Hulkenberg defending Hamilton um, all the way to the finish line, I think that is something that I is memorable, and will always be, I think, my favorite race. But as a Ferrari fan, I think I would say that Austria, for sure, because P3 P4, I think that's easily the highest ever Ferrari finish, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think for me, Austria and Silverstone, both of them.
For me, I would say sprint race in China.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think you were sick or something.
Yeah, we were.
Uh,
I was sick.
yeah,
We
yeah.
don't talk about China. Remember?
Again, for me, that was the first time where pure performance, no strategy,
Yeah,
how Hamilton led that Ferrari and maintained and controlled the pace of everyone else on the track.
like 5 seconds, seven
That
seconds ahead.
that that 19 laps he led.
Yeah,
For me as a Hamilton fan, that is like godsend.
I think that was our best stint as a Ferrari team. Honestly speaking, I don't think we have seen a better stint than that. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know if Charles has had a better stint than
No,
that.
no,
But
I don't want to talk about the race because that is a
yeah, let's not talk
disaster.
about the race.
That is
Of
that is
course,
that is a disaster out of all. But
China
then,
happened. I don't remember, man. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
but then the other one from a race perspective, I would say is Spa.
Ooh, Spa was good.
Spa was insane,
Spa was
especially
insane.
especially when that rain kicked in, and then what do you call the wet driver specialists
Yeah.
just did their job. They like swooped in and kind of got the bits sorted
Mm.
off.
Hmm. Hmm.
So for me, yeah, it's just what do you call those both races were just mind boggling.
Yeah.
Like again, I'm not saying Silverstone, but then I would rather call Silverstone favorite is only last year's Silverstone Grand Prix.
Because of Lewis Hamilton, of course.
Yeah, Silverstone is only great when Lewis Hamilton wins.
I see, man. Yeah,
Let
I know.
me let me make that public admission over here very clear.
I think they already know Arjun. I think the public knows by this point.
Like Silverstone is Hamilton, not Norris, not Russell, not Behrman, Hamilton. I got I'll kind of keep it there. But
Yeah.
like yeah, teams wise, who would you go for?
As someone who has performed
Well,
uh, well, um, I'm not going to pick the top four teams because I feel like that's like pretty.
ignore the top four within the six.
Whew. I'm going to say Williams. I mean, they are now P5. I know I did say that they have not had like a couple of good races recently, but like that start that Williams had was insane. Like, just like by looking at the recent performance of Williams in the past few years, for them to be in P5 is such a big deal. So for me, it's Williams. But then a very close second for me, I believe, is um, Kick Sauber.
Big time, big time,
Yeah.
big time, big time, for sure. For me, I would say VCub.
Yeah, Vika were really good. Yeah,
VCub were really good, and definitely, definitely, Kicksauber.
yeah, yeah,
Again, Williams, good. I'm not saying it's not good. It is good, but it's just that I would like to kind of see that consistency come a bit more.
for sure, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
That's that's there. And let's say, now that we spoke about what do you call our favorite races and what do you call teams wise, which were the best, driver wise.
hmm.
Okay, who do you think is the biggest disappointment?
Who? I think I already mentioned that. I think Carlos Sainz for me.
Oh
He's
yeah, sorry, we just
Carlos
no.
Sainz for me.
Who was your biggest? What do you call the biggest miracle?
Ooh. You know, I think Gasly is a very close shout. I did mention Gasly. I know Alpine are like P10, but like to be the only be the only driver in that team to score points, and for him to be above Carlos Sainz as well, and to have I think BP 14 in the standings, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
is insane. But again, for me, those rookies, man, I cannot ignore the rookies. I think Isaac Hadja for me has been overall one of these one of the rookies of the season, and he's also been unbelievable as a driver.
Interesting. That's nice.
Yeah.
For me, I would just say the biggest surprise, of course, is Gabby Bortoletto.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
Gabby Bortoletto, and I would say Isaac Hadjar, but then again, that'll be very partial of me because some people will then say, "Oh, because he adores Lewis Hamilton doesn't mean you have to sit and always do that." So I will not say that. But uh, other than Gabby Bortoletto, I would say who else could that be? Like,
I think Alex Albon is a good shout. Let's not forget the season Alex
actually,
Albon had.
yes, Alex Albon single-handedly is what do you call? I won't say single-handedly, but
Yeah.
majoritively is holding that Williams team strong.
Yeah. Correct. He's been the team leader so far. He's in the top 10 in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. He's P8 with 54 points, and Carlos only has 16. So,
That's a gap. That
yeah,
is
that's a
a
big gap.
gap.
That's a big gap. Yeah. And Alex has had a phenomenal first few races of the season. Almost challenging Ferrari as well for that matter. Even finishing ahead of Red Bull sometimes as well. So, it's been an unbelievable season for Alex Albon. Like I mentioned, time and time again in this podcast, I hope they continue that consistency that they had in the first
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of this first half of the season,
yeah.
and that continues because they're falling and the other teams are catching up.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, on that very terrible disappointment, thank you so much for tuning on to another episode of Formula Pod. Even though we were talking about all the good stuff, we just have to wrap up because it's just that we have to deal with our lives in straight after this recording. But like, yeah, we'll see you guys back for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, home for Max Verstappen. It may be a home race for Lando Norris, if I'm not wrong, because he's got some Dutch roots.
He has Belgium roots, Arjun. I don't think he
No,
has
wait.
Dutch
I
roots.
think am I talking about Lance Stroll?
I don't know who
I know,
else
I
has Dutch
know.
roots, Arjun, but I think it's only Max, if I'm not mistaken.
No, there is one person with Dutch roots. I'm very sure.
Probably.
Like I've asked ChatGPT now.
Oh, is that a very good source of information?
Well, I don't know. Well, anyways, it's Max Verstappen. Like whether he likes it or not, he He races under the Dutch flag.
Yeah.
So like yeah, it's his home ground, his home race. Even though like the other person which was in my head was Nick De Vries, but then I was like, oh, Nick De Vries races in Formula E.
Yeah,
But like
he's
yeah, just before we wrap up, a huge shout out to Mahindra for securing P4 in Formula E.
yeah.
No, like you got I don't know what, but then Formula E is getting a lot interesting.
It is. It is.
No joke, and especially for a team like again we being Indians, it is like a source of pride seeing that okay, you have one of the mainstream automotive brands racing Formula E.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I, at least my only hope or my only wish is that at least if Formula E could make it down to the UAE, specifically if they could make it to the Dubai Autodrome,
Mm-hmm.
it would be one hell of a race.
Yeah, I think you'll get a lot of people. You get a lot of people involved in it.
And plus it's different. What do you call it? It's not a flat track. So
It
much
is not a
elevations are
flat track. Yeah.
it's so much elevation changes are there. But in anyways, let's come back to Formula One and like yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you at the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort and like yeah, keep us tuned in until then and let us know if you've got any comments, feedback, and like yeah, share this across with your friends who loves Formula One. We would love to kind of grow that community on, you know. Until next time, this is the entire crew, myself and Nathan signing off. Good night and God bless.